Hey guys, it's Shamsa and welcome back to another video. Now, the recipe that I'm going to share with you all today is my take on chicken and sweet corn soup. Now, all across Pakistan, this is served in restaurants and it's served piping hot with hot buttered naan or crusty bread. This is the perfect winter warmer for these cold days, and I'm going to show you how to make this my style. So let me run through the ingredients with you quickly and then we'll start cooking. So the ingredients you're going to need are half a chicken which is on the bone. Now I've just had my butcher cut this whole chicken up, skin it off into 4 pieces. So you've got one big breast piece and then you've got one thigh and drumstick here together, and I've also got the neck piece which I'm adding in to give the stock, the Yakhni, more flavour. I've got 8 mugs of boiled water here from the kettle. I've got 1 mug of frozen sweet corn. I've got 6 tablespoons of cornflour. I've got 2 egg whites here and the following spices. I've got 2.5 teaspoons of salt. I've got half a teaspoon of ground black pepper. I've got fresh ginger and garlic here. I've got ginger which is roughly the size of my thumb. I've peeled it and just cut it into chunks, and I've also got 3 fresh garlic cloves which I've smashed. I've got 2 green chillies which I've finely sliced. These are optional, you don't need to add these in. And I've got white vinegar and I've got dark soy sauce. So let's start cooking. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to add my chicken straight in like that into the pot. And then I'm going to throw in my garlic and my ginger and my salt. And then I'm going to add the water straight in. And I'm going to allow this to come up to the boil. And then once that's happened, I'm going to pop the lid on, and then I'm going to turn my heat down to a medium heat setting and allow that to simmer away for approximately 30 to 45 minutes. And I'll show you how that looks once it's done. Right guys, this has just come up to the boil now, and I'm just going to pop the lid on, lower my heat settings to low to medium setting. Now on a ceramic hob, this will be around 3 to 4 heat setting. And I'm going to leave that for the next 45 minutes and we'll see you back then. Right guys, this has been cooking away for 45 minutes and that's hot. I'm just going to use some kitchen paper to remove that. And the Yakhni, the stock is really nice. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn my hob off and I'm going to take out the chicken pieces just into a plate. And just let them cool down for about 10 to 15 minutes so they're more sort of like manageable, I can handle them. And what I'm going to do with the stock, I'm just going to strain it so it gets rid of the ginger and garlic that we've added. I'm going to give the pot a wash as well, because you can obviously see the impurities are all around the edges of the sides. And I'm going to use the same pot again, so let me just do that and I'll be back shortly. Okay guys, I've just washed this pot and I've just transferred all that clear stock, the Yakhni that I strained, and to that I'm just going to add my cup of frozen sweet corn straight in like that. I'm just going to reserve a few just for garnishing purposes, but I don't really need to because they'll just end up on the top anyway. Just ignore that, I'll just add all of them in. And then just give it a quick little mix. And we don't need to cook this at all because the stock, the Yakhni, is really nice and hot and we've just literally strained it. It will, the sweet corn will sort of like cook in that. So just leave that to one side, and now I'm going to add my half a teaspoon of black pepper in as well, and also just give that another quick mix. And at this point we're going to check the salt levels, so just try a bit of the stock, it's hot, be careful. That is perfect for me. Again, salt and pepper is something which is a personal preference. If you like to add more salt, you eat more salt, add more in. That is just perfect for that. I like it. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cover this now and just leave that as it is. And in the meantime, what we're going to do is the corn flour that we have here, I'm going to add some cold water into that and just make that into a paste, a very runny paste, and just make sure all of that corn flour is just really nicely dissolved. So we just need to have this ready to hand for when we thicken the soup. So there you have it, guys. That's really nice and thin. And I'm going to leave that to the side. And I'm just going to shred my chicken now. And I'll be back again to show you what we need to do. Oh, and also, which I forgot, I do apologise, I have my 2 egg whites here, which I'm going to whisk up and just leave to the side. So when we sort of like begin to finish the dish off, the soup, then we need to sort of like add these in as well. So I'm going to do that now. There we are. I've whisked my egg whites, popped them to the side as well. And now to shred the chicken. Right guys, my chicken is nicely shredded and I've also got all my ingredients to hand to finish the dish off. What I've done is I've just brought that back up to heat again, and I'm just going to lower it down to the lowest setting because when we add the egg whites in, we want them to cook through. So I have my whisked egg whites here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to slowly add them in, not all at once because you don't want them to sort of like go lumpy and sort of like thick and not sort of like evenly cook. So I'm going to add a small amount in at first and just stir it. As soon as I add it in, I'm just going to give it a stir, and that will cook it through. The heat of that yakhni, the stock, will cook it through, and you can see they've started to sort of like thicken up. Not thicken, sorry, cook. I'm going to add a little bit more in. Do the same thing. And you might have to do it in 3-4 lots. There we are. And probably the last lot to go in now. All done. And now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to bring that right back up to heat again. So you can see that that's all the egg whites. The heat will cook them, but just want to make sure everything's fully cooked. So just bring that back up to heat. And whilst that's heating up, I'm going to add my chicken straight in. And just give that a mix as well. And just allow it to come up to heat because you do want it to sort of like be nice and hot when you serve it. So there you go guys, it's started to come up to the boil now, very gently. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to lower my heat a little, and I'm going to add my cornflour in little by little just to see how thick I want this. So in with a little bit first, and again just give it a stir. And it's going to take a little while before this starts to thicken, so don't think that the minute you add it it's going to thicken up. It's got to obviously heat through and just, you know, do what it needs to do. So it just needs a little bit more. And I'm going to add a little bit more to this as well, and just keep adding until you actually have your desired consistency. I'm just going to get a clear spoon just to check the consistency. And it will thicken up obviously over the course of time. When you leave that to cool down, it will thicken up. I want it slightly thicker, so I'm just going to add the remaining corn flour into that, whatever's left, and that should be sufficient for me. If you feel that you want to add more because you want your soup to be thicker, then just go ahead and just make some more corn flour. That is the preferred consistency, how I like it. And that is now ready. So we're just gonna just allow that to just bubble away for a minute with the lid on, and our soup will be ready to serve up. Right guys, there you have it, my chicken and corn soup. Now let me show you how to plate this up. Right guys, to finish the soup off, what we want to do is I'm going to take my vinegar, and I'm just going to pop a little bit in there into a little bowl, and then add my green chillies in like that. Just give that a mix. And this is normally a topping that goes on chicken and corn soup. So I'm going to just pop that to the side. And I have my soup bowl here. And what we're going to do is we're going to take our soup, and I'm just going to ladle that in to our cup here. So that's really nice and thick. Oh, it smells gorgeous. So just move that forward and gently just fill your mug up. There we are. And then what you want to do is you want to take a little bit of your vinegar with the green chilies, not too much. This is just a little bit. Again, this is personal preference. If you don't wish to add this in, you don't have to, but the chilies are there for heat. You could even add, I mean, this is what I normally do as well sometimes, which I didn't mention at the beginning, but if you've got a hot sauce, add it in, because it's, yeah, I mean, it's whatever you want to add in, it's personal preference. That, and then you get your soy sauce, and I'm just going to use the spoon to just put that on, just so it looks nice. But you want to just add a few drops here or there of the soy sauce, just like that. And again, this is personal preference. Add however much you want to, you know, that's entirely up to you. And there we are. So there you have it, guys, my chicken and sweet corn soup, which is hot and spicy and a little bit sour as well. Let me try this now and tell you guys exactly how it is. Right guys, my soup is all plated up, and I've just added some dark soy sauce and some vinegar with chilies in there as well. So let me try this now and tell you guys exactly how it is. So I'm just going to give that a mix. And you could actually add some hot sauce, any of your favorite hot sauce into this. That works perfectly well as well. And you can see that that thickness is what you're looking for. So it's kind of like a gloopy thickness. So yeah, let me try this now. Oh my God. Oh, so nice. That yakhni, that stock that we made. Wow. Oh, I'm gonna have some more. That's perfect. And you just need to dip your hot naan in there, or your crusty bread, and that's perfect. Guys, that is such a comforting soup recipe there for you to try. Do try it and let me know how you find it. Now, if you found this video helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't done already, and hit that bell notification for any updates. And I will be back with another video very soon. Till then, take care and happy cooking.